We are going live talking about some 49er football. We got some film session we're going to go over. We're going to talk a little bit of Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams situation as if we haven't talked about it enough. And just dive into some of these rookies, who's going to make the squad, who's not, all that and more right here on the Eric Crocker Morning Show. Let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Croc Talk TV podcast. Peace. Welcome to another episode of the Eric Crocker Show. I'm your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back and high school football coach at Edison High School here in Stockton, California. We're here to talk some 49er football, go over some film and all that good stuff, man. But I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Hope everybody's feeling good, and make sure that you guys contribute to the one of the key contributors of the show, which is Underdog Fantasy. Go to underdogfantasy.com or download the app right now, Underdog Fantasy, and use promo code Crocky. You'll get bonuses up to $250. Football season is upon us. They got some season-long odds and stuff like that. We're going to get into all that and more. So to get in on all that action, make sure you guys download the app or go to underdogfantasy.com and use promo code Crocky. That's CROCKY. Do that right now. Let's go. All right. Hey, man, we got some film stuff we're going over. I see people in the chat already. Let's go. I see Alan says, tell me what you saw from Renardo Green. If he was better at corner than Sua Mata'ia is at tackle, he'd be starting that game, would have been one. All right. So basically he's saying 49ers should have drafted Sua Mata'ia. I would say that I would prioritize a tackle over a cornerback in the second round anyway. So regardless of if the corner is good, is the potential of a really good tackle more beneficial to this squad, you know? And I like Sua Mata'ia, so that's not like a hindsight thing. I would have taken Sua Mata'ia over Green in that moment, but the 49ers went a different route. So, hey, let's just hope that my guy Green ends up doing very well. We got some construction going on outside of my house, so you guys, you know, if there's like loud noises you hear in the background, just never mind that. All right. But yeah. I coach in the high school football game. Friday, we played against Grant. We talked about it. Grant, they've been to back-to-back state championship games, and my team lost. Final score 28-7. And it's really weird how these things happen. This is a team in Grant. They've been to back-to-back state championship games. And when you're playing against teams like that, you can't shoot yourselves in the foot. And we turned the ball over 4 times in the red zone. We actually gave up that last touchdown like in the last minute of the game, but for a majority of the game, the score was 21-7. We turned the ball over 4 times in the red zone, 2 times inside the 5 in the fourth quarter, where we had opportunities to really, like, you know, we're getting stops, we're doing the right things, and it just wasn't working. But I was like, you know what? Let's put on a little high school film here. So we're going to get to some high school film. We're going to get to some, and I'm only going to show one play. All right. But we'll go from there. We'll talk about some 49er stuff, something I saw from Brock Purdy that I really like. All right. But let's share this screen real quick to pull up the old huddle film. And here we go, man. Hey, you want to talk about why sometimes you win and you lose? This guy right here that I'm circling, McKenzie. A lot of my guys have offers to universities, but McKenzie has an offer to Sacramento State right now, and he's my most fierce player I have, and he knows better. So let's fast forward here. He missed the tackle. First of all, let's talk about what we're in. We're in cover 0. So basically, everybody's manned up. We got man here, we got man here, man here, and man here. All right, we got blitzing linebackers. We're sending the house. My safeties are too deep. They got to be at 5. So right here, shout out to Tajon Starworth. He has an offer and is committed to University of Nevada. You got to play catch here. So notice how he sits, he squats, he stays square. He's not backing out, uses his feet a little bit, works laterally, get hands on, and runs with his guy. I want all my guys doing that. I want all of them. So again, when we go over film, these are things that we're going over. My safety right here, McKenzie, he should be right here at 5. This is a big tight end. He ain't going to run away from you. I'm surprised he didn't dog him, like blow him up, but you missed the tackle, they're off, and it's a big play from the jump. Not what we like. All right. So hey man, the film study at the college level, pro level, hey man, we need that at the high school level as well. And we watched this stuff last night for an hour or so. We dialed in, so we're gonna be better in the next game. But let's get to some 49er football. 49er football. All right. And I like what CJ Gray said. Be glad we can get from the soap opera and get back to ball. And we back to ball now. And let's put on some film here. Something that really stood out to me on the first play of the game. All right. First play of the game. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. All right. What are we seeing? All right. You have essentially this is 2x2 with an attached tight end here on the line of scrimmage. All right. You got the running back away. And then you have, blanking on his name, Chris Conley motioning across. All right. Now, one thing that y'all need to understand, anytime there's like a motion, all right, anytime there's a motion, uh, in football, it changes a lot of responsibilities. It changes how you have to play something. All right. It changes all that. So here we go. You got the motion. This is now changing a lot of the responsibility from the guys on the Raiders. Now, with us, all right. We're seeing too high now. And I'm going to show you something a little different. Look, what they rolling to? Boom. They roll to a single high. So essentially now this is cover three. You have your curl flat player right here with safety that roll down. You have your two hook curl players. You got your flat player here. And you have your third player right here. All right. And then obviously you have your MOF, middle of the field safety here. Now, usually when you're to the back side, and we'll rewind this a little bit. All right. When you are to the back side of a cover three to the single receiver side, we essentially have three receivers to the top now. And I'll pause it so we can see it, right? So we got three receivers. One, the tight end right here on the line. This, what looks like a tight end, and another receiver. So you got three receivers and a running back, four pass catching options. So you're trying to flood and overload this side. You go to a single high. You are gonna man up now. You're gonna man up to the boundary. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, there was a play last week that I kind of harped on, and I'm like, but Brock, what are you thinking? You have a safety here, right over Trent Taylor. You have the safety over the top of him. You have Trent Taylor versus press in a bunch situation. If I know he has a deep pushing route, vertical pushing route, I'm not going to him. I'm checking that off pre-snap. All right. I thought that was a terrible decision. There's some people like, oh, just trying to see what you get away with. It's pre-season. No, all this stuff matters, man. Execution matters. And the process of him going through, getting from read to read, to me, all that matters. You want to sharpen these things up during preseason. All right. I watched this play right here and I love it. Let's talk about it. All right. So, first play of the game. Again, you're still running your zone here. Looks like cover three. Again, you got your third player, got your curl flat, got your two hook players, got your deep third, and your flat player here. All right. But we got man on the backside. Look, he's zone turned here up top. This is a man turn here at the bottom. All right. So now I know I got man on Deebo Samuel. Doesn't get the separation vertical. All right. Doesn't get the separation, but hey, a great pass beats great coverage. Right here, this is really good. We see Deebo Samuel looking through the defensive back. All right, now, all the quarterback has to do, hey, put this ball in a position for me to be able to make a play away from the DB. And I thought he did just that. That was a terrific adjustment to the ball from Deebo Samuel. That was a terrific location from Brock Purdy, giving his receiver an opportunity to make the catch. I thought that was tremendous. I thought that was tremendous all the way around. Really just the process. Again, one of the things that makes Brock Purdy really good, his pre and post snap understanding what the defense is doing. And they're showing too high. Showing too high. They roll down to one single high. I know if they go single high and this is cover three, I'm getting single coverage to the boundary. I'm throwing it to this boundary receiver, which is Deebo Samuel. This is good stuff there. Good stuff there. So those are the things right there. Like we want to continue to see him dial up. and be good at. And I think as this with this preseason, now we're going to the season. As this progresses, these are the things that we will see. These are the things we'll see. Drama in the chat says, Croc, too early for film study. Let's talk drama. I'm all dramaed out, man. I am all drama out. All right, let's get into a little bit more of this film. All right, boom, straight drop back. This is Brock Purdy at his best. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. Back foot hits the ground, ball out. Reading that quick, boom, quick, decisive. I mean, hey, how good does McKivitz have to be? How good does Jalen Moore have to be when our quarterback, who a lot of times plays on time, but does just that here, plays on time, plays in rhythm? How good do your tackles have to be for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, ball out, give to George Kittle, nice run after catch. Let's go. Let's go. One thing I did like to see in the absence of Kyle Juszczyk, Braden Willis being used a lot at the fullback position. This is something that we potentially thought would be the case coming out of college when I was at Oklahoma, and we're seeing that now. We're seeing that now. All right, here we go. Next play. What are we getting? This feels more like a rundown. If I had to guess, you see Braden Willis. Boom. Now here these are some things. Let's I want to get the back view. All right, because I think a lot of people are just gonna look at this and be like, Braden Willis, he missed the block, right? 49ers run a lot of zone. I'm not this offensive schematic guru, so do not it confused me for being that. And sometimes I don't know everything about offense. There's a lot that I don't know. But if I had to guess what they're doing here, all right, they do a lot of zone blocking. You see guys getting out on the move, getting to their guys. All right, now rewind it just a little bit. George Kittle gets a little bit on the end here. Boom, just a little bit, releases outside. Now Braden Willis, you got to kick him out. Kick him out. So once he kicks him out, ideally, and these are the reasons why sometimes you got to be a little bit more patient with it, right? And some guys get it right away, some guys don't. We have to try to get up in here. We have to try to get up in here. And Christian McCaffrey does these things and he makes it look really easy. He's very comfortable doing it. He put his foot in the ground here as 63 continues to widen out this guy, and Christian McCaffrey is probably getting right up in between here, where you see this space between him. This is walled off. Everything is walled off, and Christian McCaffrey probably hits this and ends up one-on-one with the safety. Like that CMC, he sees those things so fast, so quick. So while a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, Braden Willis, he just missed this block," well, I think Braden Willis would ideally like for his running back to cut this back. Because boom, I get a body on him. I need you to hit it up in here or up in here. All right, up in here. Now, that's just my interpretation of it. That's what it looks like to me, but could be wrong. Ends up being a tackle for loss. All right, we're going empty here. Anytime there's empty, especially against a 5-man front, let's see if they bring, or they got a 4-man front. They bring 3. Oh, they bring a, so this is not necessarily a blitz. A lot of people think that a blitz is like, so you got a guy come off the edge, right? Come off the edge right here. But they drop somebody in the coverage here. They're only bringing 4. So technically, this is not a blitz. This is not a blitz. But this is a terrific job from Brock Purdy, right? Got a free runner at me, pump. Man, this reminds me a lot of Tony Romo here. Tony Romo was really good at this stuff. Let's step up in the pocket. Look to make a play on the move. Barely just got his feet out of bounds. But this was a terrific effort, really, from both guys. The quarterback stepping up, evading pressure. The quarterback putting this ball in a spot where only his receiver could catch it. All right. The attempt from our running back, Jordan Mason. I like everything about it aside from the actual, and they called it a catch at first, right? But let's see. So he would have been out at the 20. Let's see where they have the 49ers at the next play. Not a first down. Not a first down. He would have been out at 20. So here we go. Watch a little bit more of this film. All right. Some more Brock Purdy being decisive. All right, now here we go. Sometimes with things like this, you do have a big window. Was he trying? And these are the questions that I try to ask myself as I'm watching film. Was Brock Purdy trying to keep the pass catcher away from the cloud defensive back? All right, was he trying to keep him away from him? So, hey, I need you to settle here in this area. Boom, catch it, knife upfield. I don't want to lead you into a guy. That's what I believe he's thinking. That's what I hope he's thinking. 49ers end up having to settle for a field goal. All right, here we go. Drive number 2. And we're just going to watch 2 drives from each guy. There we go. Last drive, I talked about, all right, hey, we run this stretch offense. You got to put your foot in the ground and get upfield. Look, he could have pressed it here. No, let me put my foot in the ground and get north now. Now. And that's what I wanted to see on the previous drive when it looks like Braden Willis missed the block. I don't think he missed the block. I think they needed this here. Foot in the ground. Let's get north right now. Foot in the ground. Let's continue to get north. There we go. That's a good run. That's what they need. That's what they needed on the last drive. They got it this drive, though. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, here we go. 49ers play action. Let's see what Brock wanted here. All right. I think he wanted Debo here on the crosser. See, linebackers kind of in that window. Didn't quite get the look he was looking for. Works back this way. Didn't quite get that. And maybe Mason a little bit slow to get outside, out into the passing lane, but he ends up getting sacked. Let's look at it from this angle here. Play action. Eyes to Debo. I think he wants that crosser. Linebackers there. Don't have that. Took a little bit too much time for Mason to get his head around. All right. A lot of those things, man. The ball got to come out quick. RA49 essentially have a 2x2 with an attached tight end right here, hand in the ground. Oh, wait. They got another tight end here. So they're empty. Excuse me. They're empty. Got 3 to this side, 2 to this side. 49ers empty. Again, in empty situations, typically you want the ball out now. So it should be here, ball out. Doesn't like it. This corner did a really good job of defending both guys. All right. Comes off of that to the tight end. Boom. Good job, Brock Purdy. Good job. Let's watch him. Let's watch Brock Purdy go through his progressions. Let's watch it. Look. Nope. There. Ball out. Good. Good. Good stuff from Brock. We'll see if I can get into more Jacob Cowing. I wanted to get into some of the things that I saw Jacob Cowing doing. There was a big catch he had. All right, now there was a lot of discussion, a lot of controversy over this play here. My opinion, watching this play, I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a quarterback hanging in there, dropping it over the underneath linebacker who's sinking, which is really tough. All right. But he drops it in right over the top of him, but in front of the oncoming safety. He's getting hit while doing it. And whatever Brock was thinking when he let go of this ball, to me, it worked out that way. So there are a lot of people that felt a different type of way about this play. Look how deep this backer is, man. He is dropped. And he drops it in right over it. I mean, that's a deep dropping linebacker. I'd say that this is a very ballsy throw. Very ballsy. I mean, let's look when he releases this. Look at I mean, talk about throwing with anticipation. Kittle and the linebacker are at the same level. And you have a safety right over the top and another safety that's going to come down. And he threw it in between those guys and over the backer. I think that was a great throw. Let's look at it from this perspective. What's he saying? I'm getting hit right over the backer. Right over the backer. Let's look at it from this angle. We got all the angles here. All right. Getting hit. Ooh. Hey, man. No risk it, no biscuit. You feel me? I thought that was a terrific throw. Um, was it the greatest of decisions? Again, I don't know. However, he saw it playing out in his head. Like that's how it played out. That's how it played out. So that was good there. And y'all know me. I will talk about, if it was weird or whatever. If a linebacker gets his hands on the ball and it goes through his hands and Kittle catches it, then I would say, okay, that was bad. But however he felt like with his capabilities, he was going to get that ball out and it was going to go to the spot he wanted it to, it got there. Not much there. Here we go. Got a tight split situation here at the top and bottom. They go with the toss, foot in the ground. Good run, good finish. There's a lot to like about the way that Jordan Mason is running the ball. Let's see the offensive line work here. Let's see the offensive line work here. All right. Can. Toss. Good job getting to him. Got him on the move. Good block here. Good job. Jordan Mason does the rest, gets about 6 yards after contact. That was a terrific job here. Let's see it again. Watch how they move. Let's watch Dominique Pooney. What does it look like with Dominique Pooney here? All right, I'm good. Let's go. Good wall off. Good job. All right, here we go. Got to run. Good. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. And we didn't see this on the first drive from Jordan Mason on a play where he had an opportunity for a cutback. But this is good, man. Hey, let's press the edge a little bit. Press. Get upfield. Boom, right there. Ooh, that's a way to hit that cutback. Way to hit that cutback. Look at that. And can we talk about Dominique Pooney? Can we talk about Dominique Pooney? One hand, taking Buddy with one hand. Watch Pooney take him with one hand. Yeah. Come on. Hey, run off my ass. Run right off of my ass. There we go. Good job. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. All right. Let's get out of here. And we will get to a little bit of some defense. Get to a little bit of some defense. How's everybody feeling today? Everybody feeling good? Got some film going on this beautiful Monday morning. I got in the gym this morning. I hit the weights a little bit. You feel me? I'm feeling good. Feeling slimmer, a little slimmer. Getting better each day. Let's go. All right. Let's get to some 49ers defense. A lot of questions about Renardo Green. I didn't even get to get into Jacob Cowling just yet. All right, first, I always coach my guys up, even on reps where they weren't targeted, or even if it's just a run play. And let's watch Renardo Green here. Nice, nice. He's very comfortable at the line of scrimmage. I thought this was the play that Leonard Floyd got hurt. That was weird, was it not? Watch Leonard Floyd right here. Ugh, that was a weird play. Look at Diamador Lenore. This dude's scrappy as hell. Watch Lenore right here. Lenore right here on the line. Okay, what you gonna do? Okay, oh no, let me get off this. Get off me. Let me get in on this tackle. I want some too. I like him. This is just a really good football player. Now, Renardo Green, if there's any issues that he is having, a lot of times it's from off coverage. Just triggering, seeing things a little bit quicker. This is not something he did a whole lot of at Florida State. Oh, when it comes to press coverage, it doesn't get much better than this. All right, let's watch Renardo Green here at the line of scrimmage. The receiver, he can do all the moves and everything in place, whatever. He can do all that. He can do all that. Whatever. You don't got to go for it, man. Watch the waist, not the head, not the hands, not the feet. Watch the waist. Where does the waist go? Waist doesn't go anywhere. The waist is in place. Renardo Green does a great job of staying square at the line of scrimmage, getting hands on, watching the receiver. That route is erased. That route is erased. That was a really good job. So I don't know. And first of all, let's talk about the corner up top, Ruckus in. Good job too. Okay, you got to run through me. He let the receiver out physical him a little bit at the top of that route there. All right, here we go. My favorite, Green, back in press. All right, it's a run. Let's get off that block a little quicker. Let's get off that block a little quicker. Get off that block now. But let's talk about some of the guys that we aren't paying as much attention to. Here we go. Devontae Campbell. Get off that block, make a tackle. All right. We ideally would like to see, 49ers, you want your flowing linebackers who's this Flanagan fouls. You don't want the guys to get to the next level that easy. They're going away. They leave a guy on the backside unblocked. Watch, they're going to leave. Who's that? Gross Models. Let's leave him unblocked and have numbers on the front side. But I do appreciate the effort from Gross Models getting to that play. Just to get in there. Watch him. Hustle. Let me get there. Ugh. That's a good job. Here we go. Now, this is a good job by Leonard Floyd, right? Leonard Floyd, look at that. One hand stab. Look at that power. All right. Now, did he make the play? No. He would have liked him to. But I don't even know how they didn't make this play. But this is a good job. Like, how dare you have this tight end block me? All right, Renardo Green playing off. Not my favorite. There's a little hop right there. I don't know. Can you guys see it? Watch. Instead of just being in his pedal and sticking his foot in the ground and going, he kind of like whips open his right leg. Let's drive out of there with a little bit more power. Couple more plays. All right, got guys in press, got empty. Renaldo Green. See, now here's a tough thing, right? And this is something for if there's any young athletes out here, gotta make that tackle up top. But we'll start with Green. Green's here at the line of scrimmage. He goes for the two-hand press. So a lot of times when you go two-hand press, it kind of stops your feet and it locks your hip. And you'll see him immediately give up that inside. So he shoots both hands, locks that hip, and look at that separation that it creates. So we want to step, replace, maybe use a pure step. He steps and then uses both hands. That's going to lock that hip. All right. Now, let's see what we got up top. This is a really good job defeating the block versus screen. And now we got to make that tackle. Good job forcing it outside in. Hey, where's my help? But we got to make that tackle. All right. I think that's enough film for the day. Appreciate everybody's in here right now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All right. Let's invite you guys to the talk. Oop, I'm pressing all kind of stuff over here. Invite you guys to come on. Let's talk about it. Anything that's on your mind. There's the link right there to the chat, so you guys come on live. Hope everybody's feeling good. There were some key things that kind of popped out. I wanted to get into Jacob Cowings, some of his things. I think he's doing very well. We'll get into that another day, maybe Wednesday or so, as we're trying, kind of looking for different topics, especially during this kind of like off-season type of time. Not even off-season, excuse me, bye week. But let's talk about some of the key things going out there right now in 49er land. You have the news about Talanoa Hufanga, likely going to start the season on PUP list. All right, so that's a big one right there. Not having Hufanga out there. You got some young guys. See how they do filling in. Let's look at some of the 49er safeties who we think will make it. You got Jair Brown. You have George Odom, who's obviously doing well, and he's our special teams guy. You got Malik Mustafa, rookie, and then you have two guys, Tracy Walker and Jalen Mahoney. Who's going to be the guy out of those two guys? I'm leaning more Mahoney and not going with Tracy Walker, so going with the rookie Mahoney, and we'll see what happens with him. Uh, but how long does Talanoa Funga have to sit? Again, starting on pup list, we'll see what happens with that. But uh, I like so far what I've seen from Mustafa. I've liked what I've seen from Jair Brown. They've got a lot of time to play with each other, play on the field at the same time in the preseason. Joining me now is the lovely Miss Tia Ingram. Good morning, Miss Tia. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing good, feeling good.
Yeah, it's Monday, so start all over again.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I'm actually excited about the rookies. I think I'm a huge D Winters fan. Watching him at TCU, we already knew what it was. We thought that was actually a steal in the draft because we saw how he played with TCU. I know a lot of people say, well, he missed tackles and stuff, but from what we saw, he is a really good linebacker, and he pretty much helped TCU get to the national championship game. So if it wasn't for him and some other pieces that was on the defensive unit group, I don't think they would have made it, and also the quarterback. But I do like the linebackers that they have, the young ones. The problem is they're going to have to make the decision on if they want to keep Greenlaw and move young. And I know Kyle is in his ways about playing the young guys versus the veterans. So I think we need to get younger because eventually you will have to get younger. We don't want to put ourselves in a situation to where we are with Trent Williams, where he's good, but I think he has lost a little bit of a step because I don't think
Hmm.
he was as good as he was years prior. Because last year he was a little bit off, and that is because of his age. He's still good, but I think we need to prepare for the future because if we're gonna keep the old guys, we're gonna be old, we're gonna be slower, and everybody else is getting younger and younger and younger. So I do think that we need to kind of keep some veterans, but we need to play these young ones so they can get prepared and get ready and can just move into that position once we do get rid of a Greenlaw or even, eventually down the line, Fred, because we're not going to be able to keep Fred as long too. So I do think we need to, like you were saying on when you was on there with Ryan, I think we need to get a little bit younger
That's
quicker.
a spot. I mean, the 49ers have a very old roster. They have the oldest roster in the league. And now, when you say old, and you're talking about NFL, we're talking about an average age of 27 years old.
Right.
But they don't have a lot of young guys either because even their young guys are older, right? A lot of their draft picks this year, guys are turning 25 years old, 24, 25. So to kind of get an infusion of some youth, get some guys in there for potential replacements down the line, you're going to need those guys when Brock Purdy gets paid. That's going to take up a lot of your contract. Being able to have some of these younger guys that have multiple years left on their contracts, I think that's going to be big. I like you talking about Trent Williams. And, obviously he's still capable of playing at a very high level. He's one of the highest graded players on offense over the last couple of years. I think we've seen moments where it's like, maybe Trent looks a little different here, and he's dealt with different injuries. And I don't know if maybe in moments that's kind of hampered him a little bit, but this is a guy that's holding out for more money. I think he ideally wants to be the highest paid offensive tackle in the NFL, and I think based on how he's played with the 49ers, I think he deserves that, like kind of just to end his career. So, how many more years he's going to play? Is it going to be one more year, 2 more years? Whatever it is, I think right now I, I think he's justified to try to go out and get a little bit more money before he kind of rides off into the sunset.
Yeah, I mean, I get it if they want to pay him that money, but at the same time, to what expense? Because is it a 1 year deal? Is it a 2 year deal? Because we know for sure there's three players that's going to miss games. That is Trent Williams, that is Debo, and that is Kittle. So the question is, how are we paying these players is the problem. Because we can pay them, that's fine. But if they miss games, it's kind of like you the number one person is getting, you're the highest paid person, but we can't keep you on the field. So, and with his injury, he's always hurt when we need him in the playoffs. So I don't know even him missing training camp is going to be like, okay, now you got to get your body reared up. Because I am, once you pass 30, your body don't snap back like when you was 20. So I know
Oh yeah.
it takes you a while to, okay, let's get it revved up. Let's do what we need to do. So that's my biggest worry with Trent Williams. Not that he can't do it, but it's just the problem of, can his body do what his mind wants it to do? Because you hear Kobe say that all the time. Yeah, my mind was ready to go, but my body said you need to sit down and have several seats. So I'm just trying to figure out if his body is going to do what his mind is telling him to do. So that's my biggest worry with Trent. Not that he can't do it, but will he be able to do it? And
Mm.
I think that's what the Niners is trying to figure out. Will his body be able to do it? And they're kind of hesitant about giving him $30 million to, play 15, 14, 13 games this year. So I don't know.
When I was on with Ryan a little while ago, he asked a question and he asked, or actually someone in the chat asked a question and he asked it to me and he and I we discussed it. But I'll ask you and kind of get your thoughts on this. Do you think at any point this season, where we're heading into it thinking the 49ers are Super Bowl contenders? Everybody thinks that. They got some of the highest odds to win the Super Bowl, highest odds to win the NFC. But you go back to 2014, where the 49ers were coming off of three straight conference championship games and a Super Bowl appearance. And all of a sudden, you had an 8-8 year. There was kind of this drop off. And then obviously, we know what happened from there. Do you think, with kind of the weird vibes that the 49ers have heading into this season, some of the question marks, that there is potential for some kind of a drop off, maybe not as drastic as 2014, but a team that is primed to, contend for a Super Bowl, maybe not live up to quite those expectations?
Um, I would say the year with Harbaugh, I think that was more with a Trent Baalke. He and Harbaugh could not get along, and that was more of a players' rebellion. If you hear when they talked about it, like Gore and uh, Cowboy, and then you hear Staley and some of those players, they ride for Harbaugh. Like everybody on that team rode hard for Harbaugh, and they were pissed at how the organization treated him. And they tried to warn them, like, hey, if you do this, there will be players that will retire and leave. And that is exactly what happened. So I think it's a little bit different then versus now. I think the team was still great, besides Bowman getting significantly injured.
Yeah.
That was bad. But outside of that, I think we still had a great team. But I think because everybody was beefing with the organization, I think that was the problem. I don't think it was far as talent wise. Now I think it's more of an ego thing, and I think they're just listening to the outside noise a little too much for me personally. They walk around like they shit don't stink. Excuse my language, but that's how they walk and act. And I think sometimes you have to be, when you're trying to achieve greatness, sometimes you got to look at yourself and say, hey, man, I suck at certain things. I suck at this. I need to fix this. I know I'm good at this, but these are my weaknesses, and I need to conquer these weaknesses. I think right now they keep hearing everybody, like you said, oh, they're a Super Bowl team. They got all the talent in the world. Brock is this. Kyle is this. They've been to the NFC Championship so many times. I think they need to really just humble themselves and play like they haven't won anything and been anywhere. Those are the teams that get the furthest. When you don't, look at Green Bay, look at Detroit. Nobody thought Detroit was going to win anything or do anything. They say, oh, they got a good team, but their coach is kind of, he out there, and the players, they okay. Jared Goff, he okay. And you see they play with a chip on their shoulder. I think that's what we're missing right now. I wish they would get back to that, where they act like we haven't achieved anything, and I think we would actually do better. Me personally, I mean, we have a great team, but great talent don't mean anything if you don't have the heart and the passion to do everything you need to do to win. And right now, I think that's the basics. They need to get back to the basics and just shut everything out. Don't listen to anybody. If they say you good, say no, we're not. We got stuff we need to work on. No, we're not good. don't beat your chest like, oh, we King Kong and we haven't really won anything, because you can see the difference in the teams that does that and the teams that act like they're
I
this
agree.
powerhouse.
Yep. They got to get back to that, and it's always tough. You have these long years, back to back seasons, and come up just short. Hopefully, the team is a little bit more inspired. As opposed to just thinking, hey, these things are just going to happen. And I think they're a well coached team. I think Kyle Shanahan does a really good job of keeping these guys on their toes a little bit and making sure they're doing the right things. Tia, man, I appreciate you coming on this morning.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. All right, coming on next, we got my guy CJ. CJ, man, how you doing this morning?
All right. Oh, man, the Super Bowl that wore me out. Um, and it wore me out to the point where I took the entire off season off. I've been kind of engaged during the preseason, but not so much. It's been taking a lot more to ramp me up for a 49er season than it has in these past 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Um, the drama with the contracts is just a yearly event. Somebody is arguing about a contract every season, which concerns me, is because this is generally behavior of a Super Bowl champion, or if somebody has won a Super Bowl or two. And we just got to know, just to piggyback on the last caller about all the bouquets that's thrown at our feet and stuff, and all these players and how much they're hyped up and all that. And I get it that they're great players, but it's it's fatigue not winning the Super Bowl. It feels like what probably the Buffalo Bills fans felt like from 90 to 93
Whew.
is what I've been constantly comparing this regime to, is Hall of Famers left and right. Like you got your Bruce Smith, your Andre Reed, your Thurman Thomas, your Jim Kelly. You got all these guys and nothing. And that's kind of what these guys are. And they're gonna bring them back. They're gonna bring them back and honor them and all this other stuff. And we're gonna honor them for what?
Yeah.
What have they accomplished ultimately? And that's kind of the level of the frustration that I have, and I'm sure a lot of the fans feel the same way. That, look, man, where's the ring for all this drama, all this contracts, all these long trips through the playoffs? Where is it? And and then my next problem is, what happens when we get through the season and we have to pay Brock Purdy? Because yes, he's a good quarterback, but let's come on, man. He's not one of these elite guys, man. He's not. And he's going to get paid like he is, and that's going to effectively, in my opinion, shut the whole thing down and shut our whole window off once that happens, in my
You think
opinion.
so? Okay, I gotta push back on that because and maybe I have too much blind faith in this organization. I wouldn't even say blind faith, but the one thing that they've done a really good job of is figuring out different ways to where you continue to have a competitive roster, right? The only time
Yeah, I
we've
get
seen
that.
this roster not be competitive is one when they started rebuilding it, and two when they lost everybody in 2020. So,
Yeah, that 2020
outside of
season, that was
that,
all hurt.
they've
So,
shown that like if you look at this team right now in comparison to the 2019 team, it's drastically different. Like how many guys from the 2019 Super Bowl were on the 2023 season Super Bowl? Like
only really high level, noteworthy guys.
Debo, Kittle, Warner,
Warner, Bosa. Yeah, Bosa was on that team
Bosa,
too. He was a rookie.
and
Greenlaw, Greenlaw was on that team.
is he a rookie?
Yeah, I think Greenlaw. Yeah, Greenlaw was on that team too.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
and I don't even
Armstead
know
was
if
on
he
that
was like,
team. Yeah, Armstead was on the team.
but then yeah, in
I think
Armstead.
he was.
So like you had some guys, and they continue to kind of turn over that leaf. We named a bunch of guys, but since then they've added a bunch of guys, and they've had a bunch of new guys. So I kind of see how they've done a really good job of having kind of this next man up mentality, right? Like you think about losing a guy. That's why I was really surprised that they were in such a rush to extend Jawan Jennings past this year when it's like, hey, you guys have done a really good job of finding that type of receiver. Then you go and you obviously you get Ricky Pearsall, but then you also draft Jacob Cowing. And, I think
And
he's gonna
Cowan looks
have
pretty good.
eventually have a
Cowan looks pretty
role
good.
that,
Yeah.
he grows into on his roster. So, I think a lot of people look at Super Bowl window and you look at this team and it feels like, oh man, at some point it's just gonna all go away. But I think they've done a really good job of kind of hitting that refresh button a little bit without people even noticing that's what they're doing at the time. Uh-oh. Are we still live? Do you guys got me? Or is CJ frozen? Who's froze? Is it me or CJ? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, so I'm not froze. He froze. All right, CJ froze. I was like, what the hell is going on? It had me nervous. I'm like, hey, something going on here. But yeah, those are some of my thoughts on just the way I view this roster. And I'm not saying that the 49ers are without fault. Somebody just signed. Oh, CD Lamb just signed. 4 years, $136 million. What's that per year? Anybody know off the top of their head? 4 years, 136 million. So 136 divided by 4. Whoo! 34 million a year. Now here's the thing. That's 34 million per year. The Ayuk situation is being held up. Ayuk is not asking for 34 million a year. He's just like, can I just get a little bit more than 26 million a year? Like CD Lamb is gonna make 6, 7 more million per year than Ayuk. There another one. Jamar Chase. He about to get paid. Like there are other guys that are gonna get paid, and it's a large amount of money. But man, a lot of money. So can you pay? Can you figure out a way to pay Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk, a 1,350-yard receiver with the 30th most targets in the league, but the 6th most yards? Can you figure out a way to pay him $6 million less per year than CD Lamb? Is he worth that? I think so. I think so. 100 million guaranteed. Woo! That is a lot. That is a lot. All right. That's going to be something to continue to look out for moving forward. We haven't even talked about the Brandon Ayuk situation. I tried to stay away from the drama stuff. We got in here. We dove into some film. I didn't even get to Jacob Cowling, but the Ayuk stuff, forcing him to travel or you're going to fine him. I get it. Hey, you're a part of this team. You got to travel to this game. I don't know. And I could think of worse things to do than to travel to Vegas for a preseason game. All right, man. Hey, man, I enjoy everybody that tuned in today. If you didn't catch the whole thing, go back. We went over a little bit of film. Definitely went over the Brock Purdy to Debo Samuel play. Loved it, and I love the processing of it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys back here Wednesday. Until then, I'm out. Peace. Big money. Big money these receivers are making. I picked the wrong position to play. I wasn't good enough anyways. I'm out. Peace.